Buddy. Okay, let's get this shared. So let's go here. So how is everyone doing tonight? You could do a thumbs up in the screen. You could do something in the chat. Let me know how's everyone's doing. So my name is Shakira. I'm going to be your professor for tonight and for Thursday night as well. So tonight we're going to be going over the fundamentals of banking and financial management. So we're going to go over how to understand bank accounts, the role the bank plays, which is critical when you're becoming an entrepreneur to understand that relationship. We're going to go over credit, just a little bit of credit, because I'm going to jump into credit further in April. We're going to go over budgeting and financial goals for me this week with you. So let's just do a fill-in check. Let me just check the chat and see if anyone responded and let me know how they were doing. Let me go here. Where's the chat? Okay. Did anyone write how they're feeling in the chat? Anyone will come off mute and tell me how today was going? Oh, Summer says she's amazing. That's good. Yeah. Anyone else? Just only one person? Very hectic day. I feel you, Roxy. I feel you. Very hectic day. Cool. So let's dive into it. Let me close this off. So I just kind of briefly went over what we're going to be talking about this evening. We're going to do some activities and then wrap it up. And then if you guys, we might finish a little bit earlier just because don't want to hold you longer than you need to. So this is a little icebreaker we're going to do right now. So you'll come off mute for this, but what do you think is the purpose of having a bank account? Anyone can answer this.
To have somewhere to save and invest money.
Yeah, good. Anyone else?
Just to like manage your money responsibly.
Excellent, excellent, good. Anyone else? So we got to save and invest your money, to manage your money. So let's go to the next question. How do you guys currently manage your money? Like, what do you do with your money now? Do you keep it on
For me,
Cash App? Go ahead.
I go. My bank is with J.P. Morgan.
Oh, cool.
How I manage my money is like 50% need, 30% want, and then 20% saving.
Excellent. That's good. That's really good. I'm very proud of you. A lot of people don't even understand that concept. That's very good. So, for future business owners, what role do you think the bank plays with you being on your entrepreneurship journey?
You can keep track of the expenses
Mm-hmm.
that you spend, the money that you spend, and the money that's coming into your business, so that if you're like if you have loans and stuff also,
Mm-hmm.
that you can be like on top of it, so you know when to like pay it off, and you can know how much, so you don't lose track of it rather than writing it down.
Excellent. Excellent. Anyone else? So Summer said a key word. She said loans. So when you have a business, do you need loans? How are you going to fund your business?
For
Start.
loans,
Borrowings.
Yeah, you use
Pardon?
loans. So the banks play a huge role in that. For some people who don't have the startup money, the bank is where you will go to help you fund your business. So let's get right into it. So the different types of banks. So we have commercial banks, which you guys see all the time. Those are the big banks. Someone said they have a bank account with JP Morgan Chase. That's your commercial bank. Are there any other banks that you guys see in your community that you would think are commercial banks or that you know for sure are commercial banks?
Wells
Is
Fargo.
Chase one?
Wells Fargo, Chase.
Would M&T be a commercial bank?
M&T will be a credit union if I'm not mistaken, but that is a type of bank. We're going to get into credit unions. What about Bank of America? Anyone notice Bank of America in the neighborhood? Or a Citibank or a Capital One. So those are your big commercial banks. Those are the heavy hitters that have a lot of money in them. They have this checking and savings account, and they also have loans and credit cards they lend out to regular people and business owners as well. Then we have the credit unions. So credit unions, M&T. I have Navy Federal. I can't remember all of I think it's like one called City. There's different type of credit unions. And credit unions are nonprofit financial institutions that are owned by members. And why I like to teach about credit unions is because when you're first starting off as a business owner, credit unions are there for small business owners, for entrepreneurs, because they're more about a relationship. So if you have an account with them and you go to apply for a loan, they're more likely to lend you money for your business or what you need. And they have lower fees than other banks and better interest rates when it comes to borrowing money from people. And then the last type of bank is going to be your investment banks. So that's going to be like your Charles Schwab, your Fidelity. Those are the brokerage banks that they raise money, you buy your stocks with them, and you manage your finances with them. So you guys also have like an investing class that you're going to learn more about investing. But as a business owner, that is going to be key to helping you scale your business, understanding investing. So anyone here, you guys are all old enough, but does anyone here remember the talk when you learned about the Federal Reserve in school? You would have learned about it in history, the Feds, also called the Feds, Federal Reserve. Anyone? No? Good. So I could teach you about it. So the Federal Reserve, they're not a bank, but they control the banks in the US. And why it's important is because they control how much money the banks have, and they control the interest rates, which is what is important for you guys as entrepreneurs when you go to borrow money. So does anyone in here know what an interest rate is and what interest does?
Isn't an interest rate like what like the banks or like the people are getting the money from, like that's like their share of it and how
Mhm.
they're able to like benefit more. They add this percentage to like well, making you seem like you're paying it off, but you still have to pay off the interest on top. So you're kind of paying back, but you're paying back more.
You hit it right on the nail. So interest is basically what they charge us to borrow money. So and they base that on your credit, and we're going to go into credit in April, but they base that on your credit score. So it's how much you have to pay to earn the money. And do you know why they do that? Why they charge a certain amount of money for certain people to borrow money from them? Someone coming off mute? No. Anyone ever heard the word risk? What does a risk mean? If something is risky, if it's a risk, what are you really doing?
It's like it's not guaranteed, so you're kind of gambling.
Yes, exactly. So they charge you based on how risky they think you are. So, and this is how banks make their money. They charge interest, like Reem said, they charge you to borrow money from them. They charge you in fees, overdraft fees, ATM fees, and maintenance fees. And then they charge you they just find ways to charge you and make money. So that's how the banks make their money. The Fed controls what interest rates they charge and how much money is actually given to the banks. And then there are different type of banks that have different type of regulations and stipulations with it. So everyone's cool with the role of the banks in the economy and how the Feds play that. Has anyone heard the news about what's going on now with the president and the Feds of the interest rates? Nobody? All right. So another thing about the feds that I want you to know is that they're independent. So that means they're not, no, the president can't tell them what to do. But what's going on right now with the president is he's pressuring Jerome Powell, who's the Fed chairperson right now, to lower the interest rates. And what do you think lowering the interest rates would do for people? So if it costs you less to borrow money, what do you think will happen?
Will
You
be
would want to
more.
borrow more money?
Exactly. You will want to borrow more money. And as a business owner, is that something that you will want if you're starting your business?
Yes.
Yeah, because you want to do stuff. And if people are borrowing more money, what else are they doing with that money?
They're making their businesses like
Hmm.
more modern and like more like as industrialized as it can be.
Yes, you're using it to upgrade their business, do stuff, and then people are also spending more money. Now, that sounds like all great news, and it is, but what could be the downside of having people have all this money to spend and not having to pay back so much back for it, like have no rule restrictions on it? What could be the downside of that?
Value of money itself will go down, because you're
Mm-hmm.
having all these people trying to buy stuff, and then the
Mm-hmm.
companies raising their prices, and the people have
Mm-hmm.
more money in their hands. So like the dollar for dollar price itself goes down.
Yep, the value of the dollar goes down. People start spending crazy, not managing stuff because they feel like, oh, it's borrowed money. I can handle it. And people get all these things. So that's where the Fed chairman and the president are bumping heads because he feels like we should not make interest so low because people are going to start spending more and more and more. But that's just what's going on now. So as future business owners, when you guys start like, establishing your business and getting everything rolling, when you go to borrow money, take out a loan, I want you to always keep in mind that your interest rates needs to be low because that means the higher it is, the more money you got to pay back. Like Reem said, you'll be paying back interest more than what you borrow sometimes, depending on how high the interest rate is. So we went over banks. Now let's go over the different type of accounts that you find in your bank. So the two main accounts is going to be your checking and your savings account. So what I like to tell people is that your checking account is like your wallet. You get your money in it moves out. Your savings account, it should be stationary. It should not be something that's you taking in and out anytime you want to. You should always have a plan with that. And then we're going to go over when to use it. So does anyone in here, I know someone said they had a Chase account. Does anyone in here have a checking account? No. Okay.
Yeah.
Who said yeah?
Some
I do too.
Summer, you do. Uh-huh. You have a job that you use to have your money go into the checking account? No?
no.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So
correct.
good. All right. So checking accounts usually are when you have a job, that'll be one account you get. For business owners, you still need a checking account. So for every account for your personal, you need a checking and a savings. And for business, you need to have the same thing. You need to have a checking and a savings account for your business. Checking is used to pay expenses and bills, and savings is for short term or long term. But what I want you to understand is that each account is different as far as what it offers. So I'm going to just share, I normally share this with people. So when you're looking at your account, even though there are so many banks, let me just go over how many banks there are because I looked it up for you guys. There are over, first, can anyone guess how many banks there are in the US? Take a wild guess.
Like the type
Maybe
of banks or like all
25,000.
the banks?
Yeah, how many banks are there all together?
Like 25,000.
Wow, that's a big number. So it's 4,487 FDIC insured banks and 4,653 credit unions. Those are a lot of banks, right? All over. So when you're choosing your bank, how do you know which bank to go with? What are some things you would want your bank to have?
Low interest rate.
Low interest rates? Uh-huh, good. What about convenient hours? An app? Who here likes the app? Great customer service? So with all these banks, how do you think you can find which one's right for you?
Don't like every bank have a website where they have a benefit list
Mm-hmm.
to see like all
Yep.
that.
hmm So I'm going to share this with you. I want you guys to write this down because this is something that I always use. It's called Nerd Wallet. And in here, I use it to help me find the best accounts for myself because all bank accounts do the same thing. You get a debit card if you have a checking account, savings account, you get the savings statement. But what I look for in a bank is what I think Roxy said it, the interest rates. If I'm borrowing, I want something that has low interest rates. I want something with good customer service. I want a bank that I'm gonna be able to go to whether I'm in the Bronx at home or in Jersey. Like I don't want a bank that is not all over the place. I want to be able to get my money when I get my money. And we're gonna go into why that's important when we go over bank fees. But this is a website that I want you guys to use to help you find the best accounts for yourself. And you, because you guys are young, this is going to be key for you guys because you can find accounts that's tailored to young people where you don't have to pay so much money in fees. So you'll come here, you put in the best high yield savings, and we'll go into high yield savings a little bit later when we do savings accounts. But you'll come here, you'll put in, you can type in best, where's the search button? I can move this over. There it goes. So you could put in best checking accounts for teens, and then it'll pull that up for you. And then you'll see the best teen checking accounts, and you'll be able to find what's the best account for you. Um, and this is how you use this. So this right here, this APY is the annual percentage yield. So that is interest for you when you're lending out money. So when you're borrowing money, you want to make sure that your interest rate is low. But when you're saving money, you want to make sure your interest rate is high. And why I say that is because does anyone know what banks do with the money you deposit in their accounts?
Do they use that money as like loan money for other people?
Exactly. They lend it out to people. So when they're lending out money to people, they're charging that person 24% interest, 30%. But if you notice some banks, your interest accounts that they give on your savings account is like 0.01%. So this is why when you're finding a savings account, you want to go with a savings account that has a high APY. This is annual percentage yield. So let's look up and see which ones have the best ones. So uh, your high yield savings are going to have the best. So do you see this APY on here? The different amounts, 3.6 for 5%, 4%. This is going to be interest you're going to earn for lending, for saving your money. Um, and the reason why I teach a lot of people when I teach in the school system, for especially parents, high yield savings accounts are going to be your best friend because this amount of money is what you're earning on what you have in your savings account. So just like the bank lends your money out to other people and charges them a percentage, you want to make sure that when you put your money in their bank, they're giving you a high percentage back. So right now, the highest APY rate is about 4%, 4.5%, depending on where you go. But this is something that you guys, whether you're for your business account or your personal account, when you get your savings account, you want to look for a high yield savings account. Now, these are usually done online. They're not like in person. The only one that's really in person is the Capital One. And yeah, the Capital One. But the rest of them are online. And when you look for these banks, make sure that they're always FDIC insured. Has anyone ever heard that phrase before? So FDIC insured just means that if anything happens to the bank or the institution that you have your money in, the government will insure you up to $250,000. So if the banks was to go bankrupt, something was to happen, your money will be insured up to $250,000. Any questions on the savings account or check-ins? No? Okay, cool. Let's move on. Let's go back. Pretty shocking to find out there's that many banks in the US, right? It's a lot of banks over here. These are the states with the most banks is Texas, and the least amount of banks is Hawaii. So it's banks all over. All right, so let's go into, all right, let's do a little account matchup. So we went over checking and savings. Let's do this. If you need to pay for groceries, are you going to use your checking or your savings account?
Checking.
Checking, good. Um, of course, if you're saving for a car, which account would you use, your checking or your savings?
Savings.
Savings. Well, what kind of savings account would you use?
High yield saving account?
Exactly, Roxy. High yield savings. That's the one you're gonna get. Can you tell for the class why you want to use a high yield savings versus
Because
your traditional?
because when you use a high yield saving account, depending on how much money you put in, you get a certain amount, like the
Mm-hmm.
APY. Depending on that
Yes.
percentage, you get it
Uh-huh.
back later on.
That's right. You get to earn money on that money that you have sitting there risk free. Because it's all insured. You don't have to gamble or take any risk. You just put your money in there and let it grow. When you receive your paycheck, should it go to your checking or your savings account?
Shouldn't it be
I
like
think it's
percentaged out?
checking.
Very good. Very good. Reem, you were saying something too. What you were saying, both or I think I lost you.
I was saying checking because
Checking.
my checking
Mm-hmm.
account just takes money and transfers it to
Yep. So
savings.
you can do both. You can have I have my direct deposit split into two of my checking accounts. Because I don't keep it all in one. I have one for a certain amount of bills and another one for another amount of bills. But you can have it split up into different accounts. I will always suggest to have savings or 10% into savings and the rest into your checking because with your job, your HR department can allocate your check to two different accounts. So like if you're not like good with saving, because a lot of people will get the money and they check it and won't transfer it over. If you're the type of person that needs it to go directly to your savings, you can set that up with your job and they can do that for you. It can go directly to your savings account. All right. So you guys just got paid for designing a website. Where would that go? Checking or savings? So business checking, personal checking, or savings?
Business checking?
Exactly, business checking. Another thing I want you guys to learn early is the IRS does not like commingling. So if you have a business and you make money, you earn revenue from your business, it should always go into your business checking account, not into your personal account, because they look at that. That's like a red flag for them. So let's do a little activity. All right. Everyone here you guys are on their phones or why is it? Hold on. Or you're on your computers, your laptops,
I'm on computer.
computer. All right. So we're going to do a little activity right now. I'm just going to download this. So if you're on your computer, go to Nerd Wallet because we're going to do some activities where we're going to check and see. Uh, let's see if this works. Okay. Can everyone see this? Or do I need to make it bigger? You guys could see the screen, the activity.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, um, student check-in monthly. Wait a minute. All right, so for student check-in monthly fee, can someone look on Nerd Wallet and see which type of bank has the best rate for a student checking account? So let's go here. So let's look there. All right, perfect. Best teen checking accounts. So out of these, I think we looked up these. Which one would you think would be the best one for you to choose based on what we spoke about?
The third one,
The third one. Tell me why. Who is that? Evan, tell me why.
because it has the highest APY.
Yep, it has the highest APY. Very good. Let's see the reviews. Um, Good. The only thing bad about this one is that it says it has low rates on savings account. Why does it say that when it has the best APY? That's so weird that it says that. Well, that was a good choice. Now let's go to the next one. Where is it? Minimum balance required. So that's another thing you guys want to make sure that you're looking at. You want to make sure that there's no minimum balance for you. And why do I say that? Because when you have a checking account that charges you each month to keep a certain amount of money in and you can't do it, those fees add up. So let's say this bank says if you don't keep $200 in there, we're going to charge you $5 a month. So how many times, if you can't do that for the whole year, how much money did you just give away to the banks? So if they tell you $5 per month if you can't keep 200 and it's 12 months in a year, how much money did you just give away to the banks?
$60.
60.
$60, which is crazy. So you always want to make sure that you find a bank that has zero maintenance fee, zero monthly maintenance fee, because you don't want to be giving away money to the banks. The next thing is when you're looking for a bank, you want to look at the ATM access, because if you don't take out money from your branch, the bank charges you a fee for that. So you want to make sure that you know, okay, is there a fee if I go to the store ATM? Is there a bank next to me that I can take the money from? Those are things that you want to consider when you're looking up your bank. Savings account interest rate we already went over, and then special perks. So banks have all kind of special perks because banks want you to bank with them. So they might give you something for free. They might give you rewards program. Um, I think it was Reem. You said you have a Chase account, right? No, it was Summer. It was Summer. So, Summer, do you get like cash back, cash rewards for buying certain stuff with your bank?
I'm not sure. I don't think
Yeah.
so.
So I want you to check that out. I want you to check in your on the website when you log in and see what kind of rewards they give you because banks give you a lot of rewards. And we can search that right here. Um, and what rewards are is, okay, that's for credit cards. Um, what rewards are is just ways that you can earn extra money. Like for instance, one of the rewards I have on my credit card is I get mile points to fly. So when and I spend if I spend $1 on travel, if I spend $1, I get 5 points towards flying. So these are type of things that banks offer you. They give you rewards for choosing them. So when you guys are looking for your banks, you're looking for one, a bank that's convenient, has a good interest rate for savings, has low interest rates for borrowing. They're convenient. They're around your neighborhood where you could take money out. They have no fees for minimum requirement for your bank, and they give you extra rewards. So you can get cash back on certain stuff. When you spend your money, you get a percentage back. So these are all key things you guys want to look at when you're looking for your bank to use. Looking for a bank to use. So we did this. Okay, yeah. So we went over this right here. So let's go to avoiding fees. So we kind of touched the surface with avoiding fees, but I just want to jump into how much money actually is collected in fees each year from people. So can anyone take a wild guess, and it's a big number, of how much money banks make off of charging people fees each year?
2 billion.
How many billion?
2.
Two? A little higher.
5 billion?
Good. Who said that? Someone good. 5.8 billion was recorded in 2023 of banks charging people overdraft fees, uh, ATM fees, account of avoiding fees. You guys think that's a lot of money?
That's too much money. They don't need
That's
all
too
the
much money.
money.
And let me tell you this, back in 2019, take a wild guess how much it was, because that number went down. Guess how much it was in 2019?
1 billion?
$12 billion. 12 billion. So This part is super important. You might think, oh, Shakira, this is nothing. This is important because dollars add up. Just like we said, if we don't keep $200 in our account, they charge us $5 a month, and that's 60 a year. Imagine 1 billion people doing that. It adds up. Banks make a lot of money. So I'm teaching you how to avoid that. So the first thing is how to avoid that is we're not going to choose a bank that gives us a minimum balance fee. We're going to avoid that. And because you guys are young, it's important to set that account up now because you'll get grandfathered into that depending on which bank you choose. For instance, for me, luckily with Chase, as long as I have my check direct deposit into the account, I don't have to pay any fee. But if I wasn't to have a direct deposit, they would charge me a $12.50 fee each month, which is going to add up. Another way is overdraft fees. So when we go over budgeting on Thursday, we're going to really dive into how to avoid overdraft fees. Because what happens with people, and this happens with me, when the card came to the phone, all I do is tap, 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 tap. And you forget, okay, this is real. Like this is not just for fun. You're just tapping. So people overdraw their account by just not understanding what's exactly in it. And we're going to dive deep into that on Thursday with the budgeting. Another thing that banks do is the ATM fees. The ATM fees, the bank would charge you to go to a bank ATM out of the network. So you got to pay them, I think it's like 350 for the bodega ATM. Then your bank charges you about $3 for taking money out from them. So now that's an extra $6 that you just gave away to the bank for no reason. So how do you avoid that? You go to ATMs that are only under your network, or you opt to pay with your phone or your card in your hand because you don't want to give away any free money. The goal for 2026 and for you guys is no free money. You want to hold on to as much money as you can. And let's go into how to avoid the fees. Set alerts. I know we're not walking around counting everything in our account, but one thing I do if I'm going shopping a lot, I always pull up my banking app and check what my balance is before I buy something, just to make sure that I'm not overspending. Direct deposit is also a good thing where you'll have money always coming into your account. But for those who don't have a job yet, direct deposit might not be an option. So for you guys, just really being diligent about checking your app before you use the card or opt into using cash because that way you know exactly how much money you have left over. In order to be a great business person, you have to start being a great individual that knows how to manage their money and understands how money works. Because when you become a business owner and money starts coming in, if you don't really understand how money works and how to manage it, you're going to be hit with ATM fees. You're going to be hit with overdraft fees. You're going to be giving away free money like crazy, and we don't want that at all. Any questions on that so far? All right, so let's do an activity. Okay. All right, perfect. I wish I could make this bigger. Can I make this bigger? Hold on. All right, so what's that? That's not to make it bigger. All right, let me see. Oh, I can. Great. So let's do an activity. So you started your business. Let's say you launch a sneaker business where you buy plain sneakers, you customize them, and you sell them online. Very profitable business. So you received 275 from selling 5 pairs of sneakers. Tell me, where would you put that money?
In business checking?
Business checking. Excellent. Okay. So you need to pay 120 for new paint supplies today. Where would you get that money from?
Your business checking account.
Business checking account, that's one place. Where else can you get it from if you don't have it in your business checking?
Your personal account?
You could take it from your personal account. Yep. You want to save for a heat press machine that costs $600. Where would you put that money?
in the savings account,
What kind of savings account, Evan? What would we call those?
a high yield savings account,
Excellent. High yield savings. Okay. Your phone bill is due is the phone bill is due. Where would you pay that out of?
your personal checking account,
Personal. What if the phone is for good? What if the phone is for the business?
Business checking?
Business checking. Very good. You both gave you good answers. So you found, okay, you got paid $300. I didn't edit this, sorry. Let's fix this real quick. Let me admit this person in. All right. So you got paid $300 from your regular job. Where would you put that money? Business check, regular
your
check-in,
your personal checking
your
account.
personal check-in. Um, so you found plain sneakers on sale. They're usually $30, but you found them for cheaper than that. Where would you get the money from that for that purchase? Say it again, Summer.
Would it be from your business checking
It would be
account?
from your business checking account. What should you do before you make that purchase, though, to make sure that what should you do before you make the purchase?
Check how much money you have prior.
Check as money you have on it. All right. So, what percentage of your sneaker sales revenue should automatically go to your savings? And we didn't go over this. This is just a bonus for you guys. If you have this business and you have money coming in with the sneakers, you have money going out because you have to buy supplies, what percentage would you feel comfortable with putting into your business savings account?
20 or 30%.
20 or 30%. Good. Why is that, Roxy?
Because you don't because the amount you save, even though it looks like a small number compared to like what you want or what you need, it slowly adds up, the
Yes.
savings.
Yeah, it adds up. And because you don't know when your orders are coming in, you always want to have a cushion to have money to the side. And when you have it in the high yield savings account, what the beauty part is that you're earning interest on it. So your money is growing. So you always want to put as much as you can into your savings. Excellent. So I'm going to give you guys a break, a 15-minute break. And then when we come back, we're going to finish up the lesson. So it's seven. Okay, let's just do this to make it easy for everyone. 7:30, everyone comes back, okay? So you could turn your cameras off, put yourself on mute. We're going to take a break and then we're going to finish up with goals for the night. So all right. So let's clear this out. Let's clear. All right, so I just want to show before we move on to the next one, I just want to show you guys what a bank statement looks like and also highlight what the overdraft fees looks like. So you see down there it's 34. So when you have a bank statement, um, this is where everything will be listed. Your withdrawals, your deposits, and then any fees that you have will be listed there. So this is how you guys will read it. This is a Chase one, and then that's a Bank of America one. Just want to share that with you guys so you'll know that. All right, so now let's move on to the next screen. All right. All right, so we're going to talk about setting smart financial goals. So this is, I gave you guys a break because this one is going to be a heavy activity in which you are which you are doing independent work, thinking about some smart financial goals that you want to set. So I'm going to give you guys some time to work on this, about 5 minutes, and then we're going to share one goal, everyone. So the S in is specific. So what exactly do you want to achieve with this goal? M is going to be measurable. How will you track progress? You want this goal to be achievable. Is this realistic for you? So I'm not going to say by next year, by next week, I want to have $1 million because I haven't done anything to achieve that. It's not realistic. Is it relevant for you where you are right now in your life? And then lastly, the time. When do you want to reach this goal? So take 5 minutes to sit down, pick one goal and write out if specific the goal is, can you measure it? Is it achievable? Is it relevant? And if what time are you going to give yourself to reach this goal? And if you have any questions, you could just ask. So we have a few more minutes. Okay. Does anyone else need any more time? Or everyone's good to go? Everyone's good. So I'll start first. So I don't know if you guys have, if you guys are, you should be on TikTok if you, I don't know if everyone's on TikTok, but this, has anyone seen this savings envelope, savings binder? Oh, you have one, Roxy? Wait, you still on mute?
And my sister, she has that exact
Yeah,
book in purple.
yeah. So
That
this
one.
is, yeah, I got this book. Now I love saving money. Saving money is great. Now I have kids, so you don't always go as planned. But I got myself this book because I can visually see, how I'm saving. It's here. It's kind of like to give me more motivation to put money away. So my specific goal that I want to achieve is I want to fill this book up. This book is 5,500. I'm going to say 5,000 for me to fill this up because I want to have this money for the end of the year trip. So, because I want you guys, I didn't mention this before, but when we're talking about money, and we're going to get more into this on Thursday, money is going to be a tool that you're going to use to help you reach your goal. So I'm using this book as a tool to help me reach my goal of going away and spending the new year in a different place than New York. Because I think I've deserved it being on this earth for 42 years to go somewhere different. So measurable, how am I going to track my progress? I'm going to use this book to help me stay on top of my savings. Is it achievable? Yes, it's going to take a lot of discipline, as far as me watching what I'm spending, um, using my money wisely. Uh, is it relevant? Yes, it is relevant. It's something that I want to do. So it is aligned with my goals. And then the time bond, I want to do this in 10 months. So I hope you guys are rooting for me to get this done in 10 months, because this is a goal that I have of mine. Last year, my goal was to go take my family to Italy, and I did that. So this year, I'm going to push myself to get this book filled out, so the end of the year I can be island hopping for the new year. So who wants to share next?
Yeah.
Roxy, I see you, Roxy. Go ahead.
For me, I wanna have a car and I wanna save up for a car by the time I'm 18 and 19. It's specific because like it's a car. To me, I think it's measurable because I do have a job, but I'm still yet to like get my first paycheck. So
Mm-hmm.
I hope that I'm disciplined, like with how I set it up, like 50, 30, 20.
You will
It
be.
is
Mm-hmm.
it is achievable because I do have a job already, and
Mm-hmm.
it's relevant because I do need a car eventually, and I
Mm-hmm.
want to reach it by the time I'm an adult.
Okay, you will. You will. You took good notes. I was watching you taking notes, so you got it. You got it. And who's next? Who wants to share next?
Okay, I'll go next
Yes.
since nobody. Okay, so my goal, Roxy, we're on the same boat. Let me tell you this. Um, I'm saving for a car too. I mean, I'm already like halfway through. Um,
Congratulations. That's major.
yes, thank you. I have a job, so it's pretty achievable to me. It's realistic. Since I'm halfway there. My time limit is probably by June or July, one of the two. So probably like after school ends. And what else is there? Is this relevant? Of course it is. Like, how am I gonna get to the functions, guys?
And then the time bond, you already gave the time frame. Very good. I'm sending all this positive energy back that you guys are gonna get your cars. Amazing, amazing goals. Who's next? Who wants to share next?
I can.
Okay, Summer, I'm ready for you.
Okay, so I want to achieve like just having like pocket money for college.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will track this progress by, like every single time I get money, I just like save like, a good amount.
Mm-hmm.
Like, um, wait, yes, it is realistic for me and it's relevant because I need to have money because,
Yeah.
college is already expensive, I just need something
Mm-hmm.
just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get it like by all my years through college, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
when you say money for your pocket, is that going to be a
Mhm.
business venture you're going to try to look into?
Hmm?
Is it going to be like a business venture? Like, are you going to look into like maybe starting a business while you're out at school to bring in the extra money?
Oh, I was gonna just get like a job on campus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like for
What is
now.
what are some of the hobbies you have that you like to do?
Um, I like to read, I like to cook.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's basically it.
Okay. Don't sleep on starting, recording your cooking and posting it and making content off of that. Because
Mm-hmm.
that could be something that you can use while you're in school.
Mm-hmm.
Do a vlogging of you in school, in college, sharing your favorite recipes, trying to live on a budget as a college student. Those kind of things can do well for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
because
you.
you have a lot of, yeah, you spoke earlier, so I'm like, yeah, she got a lot of potential. So tap into that and use that to help you during school and get a
Hmm.
job, but also
Yeah.
use that.
Hmm.
Who else? Who else wants to share?
Um, I'll share.
Okay,
So
Evan.
like I would want to like save like at least like by the end of the summer like
Mm-hmm.
$1,000 because I'm gonna get a job this summer. And so
Nice.
that's just like one of my goals. I don't really need it for anything specific, but
Hmm.
just to have it so I can maybe like save for something or get something that I need.
Love it, love it. And then that's what's the savings account? Which account are you going to use for that savings?
Probably a high yield savings account.
Yes, exactly. Good, good. How are you going to track that?
I could probably just like see how much money, like whatever job I get, like the
Mhm.
hourly, like the wage that I'm getting, and
Uh-huh.
then try to like track that and see how much I would end up with by the end of the time that I finish working.
Excellent. That's good. That's a good goal. I like that you said I just want to have $1,000. I didn't really need it for anything. I just want to have it in my account because that shows that you understand the power behind saving, and that if something was to happen, you'll be able to fall back on that $1,000. Always be prepared. That's the key to life. As an adult, I'm gonna tell you now, always be prepared for stuff to happen. Anyone else wants to share?
Hello.
Mhm.
My specific goal is like the same amount of money. I want to be able to save $1,000 by
Mm-hmm.
July.
Good.
And I'm gonna try by keeping money away instead of spending it. Cause I'm like a very big spender. Whenever I get money, I just spend it on like food or just dumb stuff. And then, is it achievable? I think it's achievable. If I have
Mhm.
like enough restraint and I really put my mind to it and I don't
Mhm.
spend it on dumb stuff, I could achieve it. And it's
I, I
relevant.
I believe that. I
Yeah.
believe that.
And it's relevant because I need to be paying for stuff in the summer. Like I don't want to have to call my parents every 5 seconds like, oh, can you send me
Hmm.
money? I could just have my own and then just spend it.
Independent. I love it. Good, 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 good. Anyone else want to share? We got some good goals, some great goals. Nobody else want to share? I don't want to be that professor that calls on people. Just one more person. One more person. Ivy, I think you want to go. Ow!
Well, yeah, just like, Alexis said, like just to have like your own money and not being able to depend on somebody else
Hmm.
for it, just like or right, like Evan said, getting a job because
Hmm.
a job soon. Hopefully I get this job, But
Fingers crossed.
yeah,
Hmm.
right. But just overall just being able to be your own person because you won't have to rely on anybody else. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. That's a great goal. Yeah, it's important. Yeah, it's very important. All right, these are some great goals. I'm so proud of you guys. Let's go to my wrap up. So let's move this over. So the young entrepreneur money rules that I want you guys to take away from today's lesson. Number one, we're going to always pay ourselves first. So those savings accounts that we spoke about, that especially the high yield savings, if we're even taking $10 and putting it away in that account, we pay ourselves first before we go out and buy stuff. We pay any bills. Always pay ourselves first. Number two, we're going to have different accounts. When we start our businesses, we're going to have a account for our business and account for our personal. We're not going to mix those. We're going to learn this early. Three, we're going to know our numbers. We're going to know how much money is going in and how much money is going out. Always. We got to be on top of that. And number four, we're going to understand this cardinal rule when it comes to interest. When we want to borrow money from somebody, an institution, or anything, we want a low interest rate. When we want to lend money, when we do our saves account, we want to make sure we get the highest interest rate ever because we want to earn money on the money that we put into an account. And then lastly, we want to watch those bank fees. Bank fees equals wasted profit. We don't want that to happen. We don't want to give away any money to banks for free. We don't want to be part of the $5.8 billion that banks collected. It won't be anyone in this room that's giving away their money to the banks. So yeah, so that is about it for tonight. I said we was gonna end a little earlier. Let me come back here to stop. Share screen. So while we have about a few minutes, I think you guys have to do an assessment. But before we do that, do you guys have any questions or anything we covered? Anything as far as understanding the feds, understanding the best way to build to get your bank account, to pick your bank account, understanding which account is used for which purpose in life. Roxy, yes.
So if I went to a bank and I wanted to open like a banking account and a personal account, like do I need to have a specific bank for every account? Or is there like a limit to how many accounts I can open?
That's a great question. So there's no limit to how many accounts you can open, but remember, every account you open, you have to watch over it. So it's best that when you're looking at accounts, except for your high yield savings, because that's going to be separate, but any business checking account or personal checking account, you may want to do it with the same bank. And always look at credit unions first, because like I said, they have the best relationship with the people that bank with them. A Chase is not going to take into consideration a story that you have as opposed to your credit union. But your regular bank where you have your checking accounts, if you have two, it should be in that same bank. That way you can keep an eye on it. Your savings account, because traditional banks, which is like your commercial banks, they don't give good interest rates for savings. So you don't want to have your money in there. So you want to be able to have your money separate. And for 99% of high yield savings account is done online. So it's a bank online. You don't have like a brick and mortar, which is like something you go into a branch. It's done online. And with every bank, make sure it's FDIC insured. If the bank is not FDIC insured, you don't want to be bothered with it, because if anything was to happen, your money wouldn't be insured. Oh, she dropped the link. Great question. That's a really good question. Anyone else has any questions? I know we covered a lot about banks and the feds and different savings accounts, but make sure you guys write down Nerd Wallet. Nerd Wallet is going to help you on your journey. And then Thursday, I'll have some other resources for you guys to use to help you become good with your money. Now is a perfect time to understand how money works and what you can do to be good at managing money. Because when you get older, you want to be prepared way before you get to that point. I didn't learn about money until I had my first daughter and I was in my apartment, where I really, really learned, okay, this money thing comes and goes really fast, very rapidly. So you have to make sure that you understand how money works before money starts coming in. So when money comes in, you're like, that goes to savings. I put this over here. I'm not gonna buy everything I see. I'm gonna know how to manage my money. So, no other questions. I think your survey
I
is
got a
in the
question, but
chat.
it might be like stupid.
So no, there's no stupid question.
So basically, so like, how do like retirement plans work? Do they like work with like banks or no?
That's a great question. So retirement accounts work with brokers. They're under a brokerage account. So how it works is that it's linked to investing. So when you have a retirement account, for you guys, even the ones on here that have jobs, you can start your retirement account now. It's called a Roth, ROTH. I'll put it inside the chat. And you can open that up now. That's going to be the best thing. With the Roth, you open it up at Charles Schwab. I think I'm spelling the name right. Charles Schwab or Fidelity. And what that is you put the money in it and then you have to buy the stocks. So your retirement account is based on investing in the stock market. That's where it's linked to. And that's a very good question that you asked, Reem, because in retirement right now for you guys is the perfect time to start investing, especially in the Roth. Because the Roth, you can start investing in it. Your parents can open it up for you. You can start putting your money in there. And then once you learn, because you guys have an investment class, I believe, in this series. Once you learn how to invest, then you can start researching stocks you want to buy, ETFs, index funds, so that your money is growing as you grow. That's the key, is to have your money always growing. I always say have your money working for you. So you want to always have your money making more money for you. And you do that by investing. You do that by interest with the savings account because your money is working for you. That's the best way for you to supplement your income and add extra to yourself as you get older. So that was a very good question. Very good question. Any other questions, guys? We have Leon. Who's Leon?
That's the VP.
Oh, Sorry. I was like, I didn't see that name the whole class. Yeah.
All right, child. The survey link, the second link is in the chat. So the first link wasn't open, but the second link is in the chat, and you guys could complete that for this class.
Okay. All right, guys. So I'm gonna see you on Thursday night, same time. We're gonna be talking about the fundamentals of budgeting, which is gonna really tie in the banking, to the budgeting to help you understand money management on a whole nother level. So JR, I'm gonna head out. Is that cool?
Yep, sure. Thanks.
Awesome.
We're all set. So everyone, when you complete the survey, you are free to drop. So please just complete the survey, and then you're free to go.